and backflow into this pipe and clear this upper pipe from liquid A. So question number 5 is up on the screen, and Desiree, what is your, you have a question for us?
Yes. What groundwater pressure is acceptable for the use of EPBs?
Let's kind of start to answer that question.
Yes. This has been already explained by Brian, but roughly we can say if we have one screw conveyor, maybe around 3 to 3.5, and if you can have 2 screw conveyor, maybe we can go up to 7, and if you go more than 7, I think we should have another screw conveyor, or maybe we should have some kind of device such as clutch pump or some kind of positive displacement pump.
Okay. We're going to move on to the presentation. Now we're going to show you some examples of machines that are working or they have just finished their project. The first one is a 10.2 meter EPB in Mexico City for Metro Line 12. We refer to it as MX12. It is the largest TBM employed in Mexico at 10.2 meters. It's the first EPB that was assembled using the concept of on-site first-time assembly, which is awesome. That means that components of the machine were shipped directly from workshop to the job site without any pre-shop assembly of the machine. And the machine was assembled for the first time at the site, and just 8 weeks after the start of the assembly, the machine was ready to start work. Mexico City has a rather unique geology. It's a drained, Mexico City is actually built on a drained lake bed. It has the geology is watery lake clay and sand and gravel, and it could contain boulders of up to about 800 millimeters in diameter. It is very sensitive to disturbance. It becomes fluid as soon as it's disturbed, and we have seen similar geology to this in some areas of Japan and United States. This is the schematic of the machine, and the machine features are that it has a spoke type, open type cutter head. If you remember earlier on, we talked about these open type cutter heads for soil conditions. It has a 2-stage ribbon type screw conveyor. In case of boulders, these ribbon screws can handle the boulders. It has active articulation system. These are the articulation cylinders here, and it has 2 liquid backfilling system through the tail sheet. The machine is utilizing sludge pump to carry the mud from the discharge of the screw to the surface. We have not seen any settlement so far. The machine has broken into 2 stations. It broke into the 2nd station in autumn of 2010, and we haven't seen any settlement of the surface, or if there were any settlements, they were well within the limits that were established by tunnel designers. As mentioned earlier, in answer to one of those questions, the best week of operation so far has been over 135 meters of excavation, and the best day at about 27 meters. This is basically the graphical representation of the advance rates, weekly advance rates. The non-activity areas are the time that the TBM was moving through the stations. This is a picture of a 6.3 meter EPB machine for mixed ground conditions. As you see, the structure of the cutter head is fairly closed, and it has disc cutters as well as soft ground tools, which are in blue. The disc cutters are in red. It had active articulation system, and they used 2 liquid type backfilling system on that machine. This is an example of another machine in China, Xi'an Metro 6.3 meter EPB, wide open cutter head. That's an indication of soft soil, and it wasn't operated in mixed ground. Carbide bits and shaft type screw conveyor, no boulders to be worried about. Active articulation, of course, and in this particular case, the client decided on 1 liquid type backfill. Thank you very much for staying with us so far, and now we are ready to field some questions.
Okay.
As a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to submit a question, just open up the Q&A panel on the right side of the screen, type your question into the space at the bottom, and then click the send button to submit.
So we have the first question. Can support pressure be controlled or influenced by adding conditioning agents such as foam?
Want to answer that comment?
Normally, pressure should be controlled as explained by advanced speed or controlling screw conveyor. But even by doing that, if you cannot achieve controlling the pressure, this is a kind of standard system. For example, EPB, we have a foam injection system or maybe bentonite injection system. And this is kind of a standard system. We have, we indicate, we monitor the pressure, and if the pressure goes lower than what we would like to maintain, for example, the bentonite will be automatically injected to maintain the pressure. Some people say this is an automatic active phase support system, but our machine has this kind of system as a standard system.
As a standard supply.
So standard supply, yes.
Next question, Desiree?
How do you determine the pressure needed to stabilize the face?
Normally, at the beginning, based on the geological information, they calculate the pressure. And at the initial excavation stage, they verify that value is correct or not by measuring the ground movement. And then they adjust.
What is your view on the location of the screw being either in the bottom of the machine or towards the center?
Can you take care of this, or do you want to?
Yes, please.
Let's talk a little bit about the screw at the center of the machine. If the screw is located at the center of the cutter head, then there will be some area of the cutter head, primarily the area below the center line of the cutter head, will create pockets of stagnant muck. And any nut which is below the level of the screw cannot migrate upwards to go into the screw. The principle that you are paying attention to is that by injecting proper additives and by properly mixing the ground in the pressure, mixing the muck in the pressure chamber, improve the fluidity characteristics of the muck. And if those characteristics are adjusted properly, then the muck will naturally flow downwards by gravity, and it will naturally feed the screw, which is at the bottom of which is installed at the bottom. So, For that reason, we believe that the screw which is mounted at the bottom is the best option. We have seen machines that have a screw at the center that's dictated by lack of space or by some other conditions of either the machine or the tunnel. But if we had our choice, the best place to install the screw is at the bottom of the machine to allow natural flow of muck into the screw, and that would also prevent one other factor which is important, and that would limit or practically eliminate the length of the front of the screw that has to be projected into the muck chamber. If the muck naturally flows into the screw, then there is no need for projection of the front end of the screw into the muck chamber area, which creates high abrasion of the screw and puts it actually in harm's way. We have time for one more question?
I think so. Is a sludge pump needed for all EPBs in sensitive clays?
Not necessary for all EPB.
So what's just a regular muck handling system would work?
Yes, of course, yes.
Okay, what are some typical problems that lead to significant downtime on EPB projects?
That's a very good question.
Downtime. From my experience, longest downtime was because of the abrasion loss. For example, the maintenance is very important. If you fail to do the maintenance, for example, if you fail to replace a cutting tool before where each cutter head, you have a heavy wear on the cutter head itself. So you have to stop the machine and repair the cutter head. That was the longest downtime I had experienced. So the downtime is based on the abrasion loss.
In mixed ground, what is the relationship between the disc cutter tip and the knife edge bit?
This is always discussion, but roughly this work pressure UCS is more than 20 MPa. We propose to have a disc cutter. Lower than 20 MPa, we propose to have a back skid.
What is the relationship between the tip of the disc cutter and the tip of the
normally we don't install disc cutter and the knife bit at the same time. But if we need to install at the same time, knife bit should
protect the disc cutter, or should be lower?
Lower than disc cutter.
Yeah, should be lower. Yes. So the disc cutter actually protects the knife bit when you have a kind of a boulder condition or hard rock condition.
Yes.
Oh, I guess our time is up. Is that right, Desiree, or people who control this presentation?
We have more questions if we have time to.
Yes, we can go on if you like.
Okay.
What happens to the overcut when backfill grouting?
You mean that for example, they are asking, does grout go forward? I think they are worried about grout going forward. For example, two component type or two liquid type after injecting, they